Good evening and welcome, everybody. We've got a little bit of a different spice up this evening. We're going to run through the presentation very quickly. Adele's going to start, I'm going to come in, and then we're going to do some Q&A. We're going to try and compress this into half an hour presentation, half an hour Q&A. Let's see how we go. But Adele's got a lot of experience in corporate. She's an occupational therapist by profession, a family lady with a beautiful son who's very active in sports. So she's active in a community. She loves people, loves family, and that's why she's here. So that's a quick, brief overview, and you're going to hear more from me shortly. Adele, let's take it away.
Great, thanks, Tim. Well, Tim is our man with a perspective. He has worked in corporate in hospitality for 27 years, and then he moved over into his own field, pursuing profits as an entrepreneur online. He loves to educate people and teach them about all things online and sharing his knowledge. He is a digital entrepreneur, digital nomad. Him and his wife sold up their home. He fired his boss, and they grabbed their two little dogs into a beautiful vehicle, and they've been traveling around South Africa. It's a beautiful country. You must all come and visit soon. And that's what Tim's been doing. And he has been reaching out and helping people within the community. So with his values of health and wealth and education and community, it falls right in with our values of Gift of Legacy. So we want to get straight into it. Welcome to anybody who is new here this evening. We are very grateful that you have joined us. We are here not to introduce a business or platform. We are here to welcome you to our community. Gift of Legacy is a community where you come only by invitation. And so we'd like to share with you this evening and show you how you can color your world. As a disclaimer, this presentation is for information sharing only, and it is not to be construed as financial advice. Neither Tim nor myself or anybody who is involved of Gift of Legacy is a financial or tax advisor. The information we share with you is only intended to give you examples of what you may expect. So what is Gift of Legacy? It is a gifting activity. And I wasn't really sure what Gift of Legacy was about. Well, it's a website. It runs with an algorithm, and an algorithm is just a set of rules that tell the computer what to do. The algorithm drives the website, and it allows people to move through several boards, which Tim is going to explain, and that's how our gifts are moved throughout the population. A new economic paradigm shift has happened in the last 2 years. People know that they need to find another way of earning an income, and it's not easy to find another job or to find something else to do. Well, Gift of Legacy will give you something that you can look at, because it's time for us to thrive and not merely just survive. So let's talk gifting. Who is gifting for? Just think about yourself. If you believe in the principles of sowing and reaping, if you believe in giving and receiving, if you want to bless somebody that you don't even know, if you're charitable by heart, if you want to take control of your life, and if you enjoy seeing other people succeed in life, if any of these resonate with you, then you're in the right place. Join us and find out more. We are going to talk about a global gifting activity. And there are no limitations, no borders. We have got people involved in Gift of Legacy across 109 countries, and it's growing. We are not only uplifting ourselves, but we are uplifting communities. We are creating abundance. And with that abundance, with an increase in our financial situation, we also encourage people to increase their self-development, because you really need to know what to do as you are growing into a different position in your life and in your journey. So we're going to talk about sacred economics, and this is sometimes a word people don't understand. I want to make it really simple, and it's an analogy that I really enjoy thinking of. Gifting has been around for generations. It dates back in modern day to the 1960s. But if you think about it, I'm sure in your workplace, in your home, and in your community, maybe in your family, you've either got a special events calendar, or you've got some kind of gifting club where everybody clubs together. It's 100% legal, and it's something that's been off the mainstream for decades. People do it in small, like I said, in terms of a birthday club, but they also do it on a larger scale. In Africa, we call it the Ubuntu culture. And I really like the Ubuntu culture. It's all about people standing together as a community, helping each other to thrive, not to just survive. It's about standing together and helping one another. We have blessed millions of people since Gift of Legacy launched 7 months ago, and tomorrow we are 7 months old. We have given hope, education, and abundance to people across the world. We have redistributed wealth into the hands of many. To date, and this is actually a bit outdated, it was about a month ago we said this, more than 40 million US dollars has already been gifted amongst our Gift of Legacy participants. That's absolutely amazing that that amount of money since January the 10th has been shared amongst our community. We are a decentralized community, which means there is no company, no institution, no broker, or no trader. We are not a company. There is no central bank account. Gift of Legacy, as I said, is just an interactive website that manages the movement of boards in our gifting activity. So when you're joining, all you're doing is putting your name on a spot on a website so that the computer can tell you, contact that person and send your unconditional gift. All you need is a computer or a smartphone and an internet connection. We use WhatsApp and Telegram a lot. Some people, some populations enjoy email more, but you really do need to have a stable internet connection to be able to participate. It is peer-to-peer, and this is amazing for me. Being in another platform previously where they held on to funds and didn't release it to us if there were certain requirements, this is person to person. Gifts are sent directly to you. Everybody gets a turn to be in a gifting position, and everybody gets to be in what I call the receiving position or legend. And Tim's going to explain that more. There is no third party. Nobody is controlling your money. You don't put your money into any bank account, as I said. There are no tokens held on the platform, and so it's 100% risk-free. It's like giving a gift to a friend. It is perpetual. Perpetual means ongoing, non-stop, and passive. And that really intrigues me. I want to be able to create generational wealth for my son and for his descendants, for my descendants in generations to come. So the gifts that you receive are occurring repeatedly, sustainably, and frequently. And this is why you will see in our media and in our images, there are pictures of a Ferris wheel. Because a Ferris wheel is just like that. When you get on the ride, and we talk about riding the boards to abundance, when you get on a Ferris wheel ride, you pay your ticket, you get on, and you ride the ride. If you enjoy it, you go again. Well, our boards are like that. We don't pay. We give an unconditional gift, but you can do this repeatedly, sustainably, and frequently, over and over, for generations to come. And you can even will this over in your will to your descendants should you pass on one day. So Gift of Legacy is certainly more than just a gifting activity. We help each other grow. We succeed by supporting each other and uplifting one another. So when you join, you gift from your heart. You share the love with people you know and trust. You guide your tribe, your people. You become legend, and then you build your legacy. We are a community with the same vision. We want to change lives. Tim's going to tell you exactly how to do that.
Thank you very much. Fantastic. Well done. So here we go. We're going to be following these slides with the yellow U as we go through. There's 4 boards, $100, $400, $16, and $5,000 board. You're starting off on the 100. Everybody begins there. And this is the one and only time, as Adele said, that you're going to take money out of your pocket and it gets sent directly to somebody else. You'll see there's some big numbers down the bottom. I'm not going to talk about them now. You can look at them and go, that's interesting. Let's see how it works. When you start, you join a board. Very simple registration process. As the platform holds no funds, All you do is enter your email address, put your cell phone number in there, and create a user. Very simple. No KYC or FICA required on there whatsoever. $100 from your pocket gets sent directly to another person. And as Adele said, the system is there purely to introduce or connect one person to another, so a gifter can send, she calls it the receiver, officially, that's the legend, the person in the middle, directly to that person. You're going to learn some new skills about how to send money internationally. When I first started this 1.5 years ago, I didn't know how to do this. I had to learn how to use PayPal and now Airtime. I'm a cryptocurrency person. That makes it very simple to send large funds all over. No middleman, ever. Goes straight from person to person. So you enter with $100. When you've finished on this board, you're going to leave with $800. This is how it works. You'll notice that there's a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere. There's a gifter, builder, and guide on each side and a legend in the middle. The gifter arrives on the outside. Doesn't matter which of the positions, depends on who invites you in. And gifts the legend $100. So you're going to join, and your other people, not your, and the other people are also going to join. There's going to be 8 of them coming in. $400 is going to happen on the left-hand side. Now, if, as on this example, the board is filled on one side before the other, the legend can actually move on, but I'm going to talk about that a bit later on. For now, in order to complete a board, once all 8 slots are done, the legend in the middle is going to have been gifted $800. What happens next is that board is finished and a new board is created. You've seen that you have now moved up to the next level. Now, there's 2 requirements of this. The first, I've said already, is the $100, once-off unconditional gift you send to the legend. The second is you're going to want to share this with people. Why? Well, everything in life requires people. Doesn't matter whether you own a coffee shop, whether you are an accountant, you need clients, you need people. Exactly the same here. Now, you see value in what's happening and you see that, hang on, if somebody else can get $800, so can I. It's only a matter of time. So you're going to move up to the builder and you're going to introduce 2 like-minded, like-hearted people. People who are going to follow the system the same as you are. And you introduce them there and there. What happens next is the other people also come in and fill the other 8 positions. Now, it might not happen exactly like this, but just understand the concept. And that's $800. What happens next? The board cycles. It splits. And you move up to the next position. It's getting exciting for you now as you're only 1 away from legend. All you need is 8 gifters. So your 2 people that came in are going to introduce theirs. There we go. The board can now split as it's half the board filled. This is to your advantage, as you're going to get the opportunity to move to a legend position before this board has completed. Now, this is when it gets really exciting. You're then going to move up. Once you are legend, your 2 gifters, which you brought in, the people you brought in are now guides. They moved up to builder. They're now guide. They're going to help their builders bring in their 2 people. And each $100 is now going to be gifted directly to you in whatever means that you want. PayPal, cryptocurrency. If it's in South Africa, maybe a South African will gift a South African or whichever country you're in, and directly into your bank account. You have now received $800. But there's something that truly magical happens next. This was the original board. Okay? On the original board, you're going to, which has not been completed, you've completed the left-hand side, the right hasn't been completed. You're going to go onto a perpetual position and join this board. So helping it fill up and move along, as we don't want to leave any unfinished boards behind. And so the process is going to happen to fill up the other side, should that builder be struggling. That's the way that we move on. So now you're on 2 boards, because you're going to be entering, oh, sorry, we got a short video clip. This just explains how the splitting of the boards works very quickly. You can see how the gifters move up, the builders move along, the guides move along, and now you've got 2 new boards. Right, there's a compulsory automatic join. Once you've completed a bronze board, you're automatically going to be joined to your next silver board. And once you've been accepted on there and confirmed, you're going to be automatically joined onto your platinum board. Your bronze first $100 board. So what this means is the silver board's $400. So from the $800 you've been given, you're going to keep back $400 to get onto the silver board. Then you're going to, once you've been gifted and accepted there, you're going to automatically go on to the perpetual position on the bronze board and gift $100 to the new legend on there. This means you've got $300 in your pocket. From my perspective as a business guy, I look at this and I go, it cost me $100 to get in. Okay. $400 was my expenses to continue on a higher board, $100 back onto the same or a new $100 board. So I've got $200, let's call it profit. Wow, that's not too bad. If I can do $200, I can do $2,000. So let's keep going. The perpetual cycle means that you're keeping more money in your pocket as you've already progressed onto the following $400 board, and you're only going to do that once. So this time you're getting $700 each time you complete a perpetual cycle. So your position comes in. It's going to follow exactly the same. Once 8 gifters are in, you move up to the builder. Once 8 gifters come in, you move up to the guide. And 8 gifters come in, you come to the legend, and you're receiving $800 again. The other boards works on very similar basis. $400 comes in, $3,200 is what you receive, which is 8 by $400 when you're the legend. The numbers work like this. $1,600 you're going to keep aside to get onto the gold board. $400 you're going to keep aside to get onto the silver board, leaving you $1,200 in your pocket. Now, this starts making a difference in your life. What gets more exciting is once you've completed a perpetual position on a new $400 board. In other words, you've been through it the second time, third time, fourth time. It's only a matter of time. It's a mathematical certainty that you're going to follow through as long as the community continues to follow the system that we're sharing with you this evening. $2,800 in your pocket each time. That's not too bad. $1,600 is what you've kept aside to get onto the third board, which is gold. And $12,800 is what you're going to receive once you've completed legend. The filling of the boards works exactly the same way as the $100. $5,000, which is a huge chunk of money, is what you're going to hold back for the last board, which is platinum. And $1,600 for your perpetual gold, leaving you $6,200 in your pocket. So if you followed a system for the next 4 to 5 months, in order to have an additional $6,200 in your pocket by Christmas, would that appeal to you? How much of a difference would your December look like with that extra money in your pocket? Not forgetting that you are on already $100 and $400 boards, as well as the $1,600. Now you're moving over to the $5,000. So you're actually going to be having more than that. What would you do to get that? My answer is whatever it takes. The perpetual cycle is even more exciting as you're keeping $11,200 in your pocket after each time you complete a new $1,600 board. As you're already on the $5,000, you're only keeping $1,600 to get back onto another $1,600 board. This is where you get gift of legacy insomnia. $5,000 is what you're going to gift onto a legend, and $40,000, which is 8 by 5,000, is what you receive when you finish as a legend on this board. You've completed round 1. Because there are no further boards, you're going to then only need to take $5,000, I say only when that's a large amount of money, onto the platinum board for another turn to go around, and it's only because you're still keeping $35,000. This is real life-changing money. Over and over, every time, as long as you continue to play the system, everybody else continues to play the game, follow through what we need to do, don't create a recession within the economy continues to flourish. This is a screenshot you want to take, this picture. I always say, print this out, stick it on the ceiling above your bed. Every night when you go to sleep, you look at it. Every morning when you wake up, you look at it. These are numbers that will change your life. And now you can see how, after your first cycle going through 4 boards, you can keep $42,700 after you've gifted others. And your perpetual cycles, you're keeping $49,700. There's no limitations to this. Now I'm going to hand you back over quickly to Adele. She's going to take you through some other details here. I'll talk to you now.
Great, thanks, Tim. So we do have some guidelines. We're not a company, but there are guidelines in any community. And this is just to make sure that everyone plays fair, right? So when you're on your first cycle, you will send an unconditional gift of $100 to the legend on the board. You invite 2 like-minded, like-hearted people to journey with you. and you help your 2 invitees to do the same. It's really important that you do that. Don't invite somebody to a community and let them try and work it out on their own. You help them. Then on your perpetual cycle, once you've completed your first cycle, you will be auto-joined to enter the higher board first. So when you're on bronze and you've completed that, you will then be auto-joined onto silver before you can come back onto the bronze perpetual. Once you have been confirmed as a gifter, you will be auto-joined to a board of the same value that you've just completed. So that's when you're on your bronze perpetual. Please make sure that you have enough funds available to join boards. When you're a legend, you're in a happy place, you're celebrating. You really want the gifters who land on your board to gift you. So please do so when you join a board. It is crucial to our unique algorithm driving the sustainable movement of gifts. We need everybody to play fair. It's important you cannot advance or enter any of the perpetual cycles unless you have 2 confirmed invitees. So why do you want to join Gift of Legacy? If what Tim showed you just now hasn't given you enough excitement, this is why. We have a user-friendly website. You will register, as we said, and everything is there at your fingertips. We have got a fail-safe system. With board splitting, it ensures the principle of ahana, which is the Hawaiian word for nobody gets left behind. We make sure that everybody stays where they need to be. Our innovative algorithm, this is the backbone of Gift of Legacy. It makes sure that everybody moves through the boards and that everybody is where they need to be at the right time. Cross-pollination happens when you cannot follow your inviter. So normally you follow your inviter, but if this can't happen, then the algorithm will place you exactly where you need to be. And you're always going to meet up with your tribe further on in your journey. We are a global community. It's really exciting to reach out to people across the world. Sometimes they don't understand you, or you might get a message in a strange language. Find out how to use Google Translate. It's wonderful. This weekend, I've been having conversations in Spanish and Russian, and I don't even know how to spell them. So it's a great way to meet people. That's what community is all about. You are not limited to 2 invitees. You need them. But the more people you can invite, the better. And once you start receiving gifts, you'll want to share this with other people. We have got an incredible volunteer community support team who will help you with any questions that you have. But before you ask them, look for the Academy on your profile, and you'll probably find most of the answers, and attend Zoom calls as well. So there's also something called fast tracking and board splitting. These are features that our incredible developers and our core leaders have implemented, and there are many more features that are coming to make sure that your journey and your experience in Gift of Legacy is wonderful and that you can reach abundance as soon as possible. So what is fast tracking? Well, this is a way to color your world faster. Once you have joined your bronze board and you are a confirmed gifter, means that you have invited 2 people to Gift of Legacy and that they have gifted, you are now verified and confirmed. You now are able to fast track onto the $400 board. You need to make sure that you have the funds available and you can join onto silver. You then wait an hour and you can join onto gold as well. Make sure that you then gift that legend. Once you are confirmed there, you wait another hour, and if you've got $5,000 in your back pocket, you can join your platinum board and gift your legend there. This allows people who have got the means available to fast track through the boards, and that's how you're going to ride all 4 Ferris wheels at the same time. It's really going to color your world. It's really important that you know that social media promoting is not permitted. We encourage people not to fill spaces. All your invitees need to be able to do what you are doing. So if you are going to manage someone else's board, make sure that you follow our simple 2 by 2 by 2 guidelines all the time. Be the messenger, not the message, which means don't try and explain GL when you don't really understand it, when you're learning. Invite people to presentations. Let those of us who have gone through the system and who have been involved and engaged, let us do the talking for you. Attend presentations, watch recordings, and attend trainings. That's how you're going to keep your finger on the pulse. This is a dynamic community. Things are always changing. keep up to speed. And there is so much training available. One of our presenters always says that trained beats untrained. You need to participate in your own rescue. We are all community minded and we want to help other people, but it's important that you understand there are no guarantees. Your participation here is purely based on you being able to follow the guidelines of Gift of Legacy. It's essential that you check out all the tax requirements in your country. Gift of Legacy is a decentralized platform. There is no third party affiliation, ownership, or partnership. If you are joining Gift of Legacy with a third party or part of a package or anyone offering you a discounted entry, please know that you do so at your own risk. We simply have the guidelines of you join, gift $100 and invite 2 people. There is nothing more than that at all. Gift of Legacy is 100% peer-to-peer. No funds ever get paid to any platform or central bank account. Our gifts are always given to Gift of Legacy participants and are only gifted to the legend when you land on their board. So we have lots of Zoom calls available. We have got our main English presentations like this every night, Monday to Friday at 8 o'clock GMT +2 or South African Standard Time. Our Tuesdays and Thursdays are presentations like this. Mondays is Motivation Monday. On Wednesdays, we orientate the community. And on Friday, we unpack all kinds of topics related to Gift of Legacy. And that's when the stats normally get shared as well. But we also have presentations in Afrikaans, Zulu, Asia Pacific, Spanish, German, and lots of other countries are coming on board. So reach out to the person that invited you and to someone who speaks your language, and they'll let you know where the presentations are. We have got 3 official Telegram groups. There is our official community group, the official info-only group, and the Gift of Legacy testimonials. That's a wonderful channel to go and watch because people in our community post their unscripted videos, they share their journey, and they'll let you know exactly how their world is being colored. It is really important that everyone takes note of this notice. We posted this afternoon from 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, the 10th of August, South Africa time. So it's 8 o'clock GMT +2 on the 10th of August. The Gift of Legacy website is closing down. It's simply because we are migrating to a new server. The reason for this is that we need to upgrade and exciting things are coming. So we're going to be down for about 72 hours. Please do not be concerned. Use that time to reach out to invitees and do training. If you see a code 404 and it says page not found, we haven't disappeared anywhere. We're just in a transition between servers. Relax, it's going to take 72 hours.
There's a lot of exciting things coming, I know that for sure, with our new servers. And what's so exciting is all these changes are here to help us be able to be more beneficial for Gift of Legacy to work better and more effectively for us. So that's really amazing. Then the love heart positions, one of the last things to talk about. You'll see their GG movement. So Gift of Legacy is overseen by the Gracious Givers movement, and they opened up Love Heart. We've all got a heart for helping others in need, and you can read what's on the slide here. So the basis of this is that once you've invited 2 people to Gift of Legacy and they're confirmed, you're able to then apply. And you can see it on the website. You click on Love Heart Positions and you can then apply to GGM to actually have a position for a non-profit or anybody in need. It's entirely up to you. You would then sponsor that person in, so you would provide the $100 gift to the legend, but then there's no need to find 2 people for that person or that organization, as other Love Heart positions will take up that. They're not going to follow you in your lineage. So it's not part of your organization. You can manage it for them, or you can hand it over once that position has reached onto legend, depending on who it is actually for. But it's a way that we can help others and give back without the need to go and find 2 for them as well. So I'm going to say thank you very much for joining. this has been a very fast one. I'm actually quite impressed that between Adele and myself, we did it in 33 minutes from start to finish. We normally do an hour. But that's going to give us a wonderful chance to chat to people. So
This is the best part. I love
this is
chatting to the community.
that's it. I'm just going to stop this. There we go. And I see we've got some chats in the where are we? 54 people have come out to us to listen to us on a South African public holiday. So this is wonderful. I see we've got a couple of people with some chats in the chat box already. So what are we going to do now? Let's see.
Oh.
If somebody has a question, you're welcome to put your hand up. Then we'll unmute you. One question per person would be great, just in case there's quite a few who have got different questions. And if we still got time and nobody else has got, you've still got a question, you can come back. Otherwise, we'll just limit to one question per person who comes in. But if you've got anything to ask, you're welcome to. Adele is full of knowledge as she deals with support. She's one of our dedicated and committed support people in the background there who volunteered right from the beginning. I think you've been doing this right from the start.
Before the start, yeah, in pre-launch. Tim, there's a question from Margaret in the chat. She says, I'm concerned with the compulsory auto-joining. Circumstances mean that I can't join the next board, but I won't be able to re-enter the perpetual board before I can move on. So what now? Well, Margaret, we've implemented auto-joining because we need to protect the sustainability of Gift of Legacy. Any decisions and changes that are made are purely here to look after the community. So if you aren't able to gift the legend on the board that you have now auto-joined, you have to ask the legend to remove you. If they remove you 3 times from the board, you will no longer follow your inviter. So it's really important that we all learn to be good stewards of our money. And I know life happens because it's happened to me. But we really need to try and use the system now that when you get your gifts, keep your first 4, go on to the next board, then you're already there, and then keep the gifts. In the beginning, we were maybe, keeping the gifts because we all needed that oxygen mask, and I get it, because lockdown's been tough on many people. But we really need to make sure that we have kept gifts to move on to the next board. If you are removed from a board 3 times, you will no longer, ever, ever follow your inviter. You will always be a cross-pollinator. So you will never have an inviter. And that means the algorithm will place you wherever you are needed. It's not always on the oldest boards. There's a whole system of what if then that's that the algorithm follows. So then you will be placed on random boards and you won't follow your inviter. Yes, you can't join your perpetual cycle, the board of the lower value, if you haven't joined the higher board. It's purely to protect the community. We have got thousands and thousands and thousands of people on the bronze boards, and they haven't moved up to silver. And the bronze boards are supposed to push the community. And if people are not moving up, then the silver, gold, and platinum boards stagnate. And we don't want that. We want everybody to get to that place of abundance. So that's why it's been implemented. I hope that answers.
It is, Margaret, it's a very valid one, and thank you for actually asking it, because it is in a lot of people's minds. And it's unfortunate if you are sitting in that position, and we get it. When we speak about the presentations and trainings, it's so critical that you look after money, because what you've been gifted is not all yours. A big portion of it, or a certain amount, depending on which board you're on, belongs to the community. And we need to go back into the community to sustain it so that it actually operates. Life does happen, yes, but if you're receiving $800 and you suddenly need that and you can't get onto the next board, well, is $1,200 not more beneficial for you? So follow through, and you're going to just have to unfortunately make it work. And this way, it's going to take a bit of time for it to feed through, but there is also something else that is phenomenal, which is fast track. You don't have to fast track once you're a legend on the and half your board's full. You fast track as soon as you got 4 gifts. If you haven't got that $400, like Adele said, you in your pocket to go on, get your first 4 gifts. Get onto the next board, fast track onto the board. Then you don't have to worry about, oh, it's gone, it went in the bills, it went with my account and image. Get onto the next board, secure yourself on there. Then when you finished it as a legend on that board, you're already on the following board. You've just got the $100 that you need on that platinum. But it's integral that everybody follows the system exactly as it has been created in order for it to be effective for yourself and everybody else around. So thank you. I'll take the next one there quickly because you spoke a lot. If there are multiple GG position spaces, I assume you're talking love heart positions, Terry. On a board, how does the board advance if those spaces aren't inviting? Well, a love heart it'll get their invitees, so on would be another love heart. So here's what I would recommend. Everybody, Adele, how many members are we around the world? 500,000?
Yeah, over 500,000.
Over 500,000. Let's say 10% of them, that's 50,000, right? 50,000 people know somebody else in need who's not capable of inviting others or following the systems that we have. Why don't you apply for those people all to have love heart positions? And then if you've got lots of love heart positions on your board, they get filled by other love heart positions, no problem.
Tim, there are also people who have there are GGM profiles, not just the love heart ones. There are GGM ones as well. The Gracious Givers movement have an office. They have got staff, and those staff are employed purely to look after those positions and those boards. So they are placing people underneath them. So don't need to worry about GGM movement positions or love heart positions. They are very well cared for. Remember, the Gracious Givers movement is the movement that creates the funds. It's the non-profit organization that creates the funds that pays for our servers that are coming on board, our new servers, for the monthly bills and everything that we need to pay. Zoom calls need to be paid, and they will make sure that they are looking after those profiles just like you are looking after yours. Don't worry.
There we go. So in fact, it's to the advantage of Gracious Givers movement to have people coming in, because that's how the system funds itself, which is very clever how it was created. I must be honest. Margaret goes on and says, I understand why the changes came in. I'm not worried about following my invite. It still means I can't cycle back through. I'm on silver. You need to try and find the funds. Yes, the changes came in after you'd received your first few gifts, but to be blunt, Fast Track has been around for quite a while, and we've always known that we had to budget. The way that I do it, if I'm a legend on a board, and it's happened to me now, I'm a legend on a board which has 2 gifts I think I've received, but I haven't got that money in my bank account. It's sitting in cryptocurrencies. I'm not touching it. However much I need it, I'm not going to touch it. It's going to sit there. It's like a Savers little separate account, so that when I get the next 2 gifts coming in, I can straight away fast track onto the next board. It is a very tough one, but it's a matter of discipline.
And nobody's going to get left behind. Just remember, the leaders were hinting last week when they were speaking, Chris and Candace, there's big changes coming. There are cats that are little kittens brewing in the background. There are things happening. Our leaders are looking after us now. I'm very clear about keeping my mouth quiet. I don't even know what they are.
I don't either.
There are cats coming, and we've been assured it's going to be good. And every time we've been told that, it's been good. So just trust them.
So thank you to Foxy Lady 65, who says, if you want to move up, invite 2. 100% correct. I was chatting to somebody where was I? We did a live event in Cape Town last week, Thursday. Brilliant, fantastic. New people came, guests came. We did a live presentation. I was chatting to somebody afterwards with a Q&A, and the lady said, I'm on the silver board. It's not going anywhere. I've been there for I don't know how many months. It's not going in there. What do I do? And I said, well, you invited 2 people. Yes, I did. Where are they? No, they're still on bronze board. Okay, good. So you do know that they're going to follow you on silver. Yes, I do. Okay, that's what we call by lineage. Right. Have they invited their 2? I think they did, but I'm not too sure. Okay, well, let's say that they did do it because you're a good leader and you helped educate your two to bring in their two. You realize that if those two brought in two, your two people would then leave because they would go to legend positions on their own. And as long as the next two brought in two, they would leave the legend position on the bronze board, which is the 100, and they would join your board on the silver and help push you up. Oh, this person didn't even know what her two that she'd brought in had done. It's our responsibility to help our two people, to help their two people, to help. It doesn't stop. If you're following this process of helping your two get their two, and then you're not just abandoning them. It's like being a grandparent and abandoning your grandchildren and just looking after your children. No! You're going to look after your grandchildren. You're going to look after the next generation as well. Are the next generation doing well? Are they okay? That is the way that it pushes you through the silver. Yes, Adele is 100% right. The algorithm, and I believe this, the terminology personally, algorithm is used too much because people rely on it. Yes, but do you want to do this fast or do you want to do this slow? If you're happy to do it slow, sit back, ignore everybody around you, which would be very unfortunate, and wait. I don't know how long you're going to wait. Don't ask. Long time. Or you can decide just to do it because you joined for a reason. Why did you join? To help yourself, help your family, help your community, help the two people that you brought in, help. How do you do it? Help them get two. And if they're struggling, then you might need to go and find two more. That's life. So yeah, I do talk direct and straight sometimes, but this is the reality of what we have, what we're dealing with here, is that it's all about supporting and helping other people. There was another lady who said to me, please, you're welcome to put your hand up. You've got a question. Otherwise, Adele and I will talk forever. Adele, have you ever heard this question before? I joined in January, one of the very fortunate people, 7,900, who came over and joined right at the very beginning, sort of the people who kickstarted Gift of Legacy. I joined in January and I haven't moved anything. What is going on?
Tim, there's a question in the chat right now about that.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, I'm
Okay.
laughing because it's right there in the chat right now. If you have joined in January and your board is not moving and you're a legend, you are in the most beautiful position. I'm in that position on two of my boards. One that's my board and one a board that I'm managing for my son. We're legends on a bronze board. So instead of going for a love heart position, because my son doesn't really want me to take $100 away from him, I said to him, right, we're going to bless somebody in. He's already got his two invitees because we did that on the day we launched, right? He's got his two invitees. We shared his link and he got his two invitees the first night. And what we're doing now is we are blessing people in because we are community-minded people. So as a legend on a perpetual bronze board, or even on an initial board, if you're a legend, sacrifice one gift. Sacrifice one gift and sponsor somebody in. 100% legal. You sponsor somebody in, you bless them in. You can either pay it, say to them it's a paid forward system. When they get to legend, they pay you back. Or you say to them, you know what? You paid forward to somebody else, don't give me the money back. Because that's how I joined Gift of Legacy. In the precursor program in April last year, Jenny, one of our core leaders, she's my inviter. She blessed me in because I didn't have the $100. Got my first gifts, gave it back to her. So I believe in that ethos. I will pay it forward to people. So you paid forward to someone. The algorithm rewards activity. You start creating activity, the algorithm is going to find you. It's going to smell you out. Okay, it's the only way I can say it. But even if it doesn't, even the algorithm doesn't smell you out, you've got one person then who's enthusiastic and motivated, and you help them, like Tim said, to bring their two. On my one board that wasn't moving, I went and invited 4 people split the board. Now the other half was saying, but, I said, well, I've done my share. I already had 4 invitees, I brought another 4. What are you going to do now? So you lead by example. In a community, if you want people to go on a hike and everyone says, no, we'd rather watch TV, get your hiking boots on and get out there and go hiking. And then you send them photos and snapshots. They're going to want to come with you. That's what you do. You lead by example.
That's it. If you want movement, you do it. Thank you.
There's a
Charles,
question. There's a
Charles.
question. If I sponsor a person through the GG movement, and I will, how do the gifting get processed, please? Do you want to explain that, Tim? Because you've done that.
Very simple, very simple. Charles, excellent question. Because you are going to be gifting that legend, so once it's been accepted, because it goes through a committee, you type in your details, they double check it, verify that it seems correct. Then the committee, once you're on, they'll give you what they call the love heart position. You will then receive an email with all the details, the login details, the password, which you can then log in and change the password, of course. And when you do that, you're then going to see that you gift the legend exactly the same way as you would do. It's just going to be under a love heart position, not your name. So the gifting is done exactly the same process. And then depending on which organization it is, you would then either manage it for them, or if there's somebody capable in that organization, you can hand it over. I would ideally say once it's at the legend position, because then they're going to receive the gifts, and you can help them to make sure they know to only keep 300 and to gift on the other 4 and 100. So that's personally, I would say you hand over when you're legend and the gifts are coming in. That's when you'd educate. The 3 that I've done, I'm going to be managing all of them. The people aren't in a position to run it for themselves. That's something I decided to take on. Let's see. Fishing. Excellent. Foxy Lady's going fishing. Go for it.
Oh, fishing, Foxy Lady. We love fishing.
Never
Folks,
stop.
if you don't know what fishing is, I'm an outdoors person. But I go fishing. There are 2 recordings on our Telegram groups. It's called Make Your Circle Bigger. Go and watch those recordings, because fishing is just attracting people to you. We don't market, we don't advertise, we attract people. We attract people by what we say and do, how we act, how we react, the things we post on social media. We don't post gift of legacy, but we post something. Just now, before the call, I had a response to a message I posted this morning where it says that strong woman, because it's Women's Day, I posted a message that said strong women are women who, what is it? Something about strong women help other people or help them up or something. It just talks gift of legacy without saying gift of legacy. And I've had 3 responses today. Wow, we love this quote. Guess what? I'm going to be sending them videos tomorrow.
Yeah, talk to them. You've done wonderful training on how to utilize social media. Remember, we said you're not advertising on social media. You actually, and what Adele's doing is, she says fishing. I call it building relationships. She's finding like-hearted people by sending like-hearted messages out, and only people like-hearted are going to respond to her messages. And then she builds the relationship, find out who they are, and those people who are genuine and real, she can communicate with and build from them there. So the right type of people come in, not the.
You also watch what people say. You don't have to drop the hints or be the one, putting the bait out, so to say. You watch what people are saying. It's just like when you're talking to people, we always say, wait for the right time to introduce gift of legacy. When somebody's talking about the price of cooking oil, the price of fuel, and somebody's saying, oh, my son's going to varsity next year like mine is, I'm not sure how I'm going to pay for it. And say, you know what, I'm doing something. I just pick up my phone and I say, I need to introduce you to my night shift. I'm a medical professional. Boy, does that get their attention. I go, I need to introduce you to my night shift. And they're very interested. And, you say things that prick people's interest.
That's it. You worked it out. We've got a question here. David, does the love heart position follow you? No. Love heart positions follow love heart positions. It's not going to form one of your lineage. That's your give back to somebody. They don't follow you. If you decide that you want to bring in your own and have them follow you, then remember you're going to commit to that position that you're going to be bringing in for that, because it's unlikely that charity or that love heart that you bring in are going to do their own bringing in 2 people. So you'd then take the commitment, exactly what Adele's just said, that she is bringing in people, but then she's building a community with those people for them. Not just abandoning them, because that's where you just get a dead spot. Any more questions? Anybody want to say hello? Or raise their hands? Thank you, Babsy. Right. Adele, give me, if you had to tell me right now, the most frequent question that's brought to you on the support group, what would that be?
Most frequent question that I get is why aren't the boards moving? And why are the boards stuck? I hate the word stuck. And my answer is the boards aren't stuck. The people are stuck. The algorithm is working fine. Our system is 100% compliant. It's working beautifully. We are coloring the world. It's people who have got stuck mindsets. It's people who expect something for nothing. It's people who haven't committed. Before this call, I was talking to Chris offline when we opened the call, and he said, we really value the people who have stuck it out and the people who believe in us. I don't believe in gift of legacy anymore. I believed in gift of legacy before the launch. We've launched. Seeing is believing. I don't believe in it anymore. I'm committed to it because I've seen this community work. I'm committed. I don't believe. You believe in something unseen. You are committed to what you have seen. And I've seen it. And no, I haven't finished a gold board. I've received one gold gift. I'll be open and honest with you. But I haven't finished gold. And I haven't even seen platinum. Very excited to get there. But I have seen gift of legacy.
Oh, her kids are waking up. She got a small farm there in her home. No, exactly. It's exactly what I was saying to some people last week. I know it works. I know that there's thousands of people around the world, more than thousands, tens of thousands that know it work, because we've gifted over 40, I think, well over $40 million. So it has to work. The community grew. By the last calculations, it was 2 weeks ago, so it's more than that now, from 400 to 500,000 members. Is working somewhere. The system works. I always call it the system. The system works. Are you working the system? That's the question. So don't ask, is the system working? Ask, am I working the system? And the answer typically is, if you're being honest with yourself, probably not. Well, what could you do to actually follow the system? What could you do today to move yourself on, to help the people around you? So I've spoken before, it's a cycle. It's a cycle of life. It's a cycle of business, cycle of economies. Everything is cyclical. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the same as we're presently in South Africa in winter. So in winter, things happen. The leaves lose the leaves. The trees lose their leaves. In some areas it snows. It gets cold. But winter's end. It doesn't stay winter forever, and spring will be coming around soon, and then the flowers come out, and the sun comes out early, and it's warmer during the days, and then it's going to be autumn, and then it peaks, and off we go back down, it gets colder and darker, and it's winter. It's cyclical. It is like that. The economy around the world is on a downturn after a bad example. That's manipulation, but it's all cyclical. The people that benefit, that make it work, that hang around, are the ones who are actually here and around when the speed happens. The people that run away, it's the same as those who are in cryptocurrency or investing. The ones who stick around, who are there during the hard times, which is often seen as the bear market, when the prices are bad and it's difficult. Those are the ones that make the big money. Those are the ones. You've got to hang around, and that might mean you've got to keep your team motivated and your people motivated and say, just keep going. Are they out there? Yes, I know they're out there. Is it as easy as it should be? No, it isn't. That's why we're here. I wish it was. It should be. But unfortunately, well, we're in the people game. We're in the people game. We have one big advantage. people. We have one big disadvantage. People.
That's
Deal
the
with
truth.
it. It is life. Inside this, outside, it makes no difference. So let's see. Where are we? We've got literally 2 minutes.
So there's two questions still, comments. Tim, somebody's
Go
talking
to it.
about how they said something on a group and people were struggling financially, and they said they've been affected by scammers. We all know that most people, they hear online and they go, scammers, and there's naysayers. Go and listen to the training that we rebroadcast last week, Wednesday, on handling objections. Again, this is a mindset thing.
Yep.
Don't believe in gift of legacy. Be committed to it. Understand our community. Invite people in. And that's why we want to have more Zoom calls like this, where new people can listen and hear us and see us and know that we are here to be transparent and we're real. So yeah, overcoming obstacles and dealing with objections is something we all have to understand in our journey. If I sponsor a GGM spot, does it count as my invitee? No, it doesn't. You are paying it forward. It's a gift, an extra gift you are giving. Your invitees, you will share your link. If you sponsor a Love Heart or a Love Heart position, that comes through the GGM, the NPO. So no, it won't follow underneath you. But yeah, I love Tim's humor. I love Tim's style. Tim, you are always the man with perspective. I'm so honored to be here with you. Thank you for letting the new upstart come and change things up.
Hey,
But
no, I like it. Wonderful.
I
You
think
fresh.
we needed it, and I've really, really enjoyed tonight. Thank you, everybody who has
Yeah,
been on the call this
this is very
evening.
good.
Thank you so much. And please remember, if you log in tomorrow, we haven't gone anywhere. If you log into your website, we haven't gone anywhere. We're just shutting down for 72 hours.
Yep.
The exciting thing about seasons, like Tim was saying just now, we are all moving into a new season, be it autumn or spring. But if you know anything about nature, that's the time when we clean out things. We clean up the garden, and that's what we're doing.
That's it. That's it. I'm going to just quickly respond to Machozi. People don't have money for Zooms. That's why we're on YouTube as well. It uses less data. Watch the recordings or get watch parties together. You get 10 people together to watch around one computer or one phone. There's always a way. Where there's a will, you will find a way. No excuses about load shedding, no excuses about data, because that's fine. Keep your job. We all need waiters, taxi drivers, doctors. We need them anyway. We don't want everybody to do this. Let's have fun, enjoy it, stay warm, stay healthy. Let's get wealthy. Good night, everybody. Adele, what a pleasure. Love doing it. I loved your idea for tonight. Good
Thank
night,
you, everybody. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you.